Good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. I being Bobbi Jo, and my colleague and best friend is Sheena. We are across the pond from each other, and we just love having conversations every morning. And today we're going to be talking about how do I stop wanting? Take it away, Sheena.
Well, it was like we were having a discussion over the title. It's like, how do I get what I want and how do I stop wanting? I mean, doesn't that sound like a contradiction? But the way
Yes.
I see it is, and what I felt, now this is all from experience and my wisdom, is that the more I wanted something, the less I was likely to get it. And so the want actually became painful. And I
Mm.
remember one of my goals that anytime I thought about it, I wanted to cry. And I thought, something's not right here. So what I learned was whenever Bob Proctor was telling us, like, what do you want? That it's just to change your focus because mostly we're looking this way when what we want is over here. So if you go, what do I want? Well, I want what's over there. And that's it. That's it. That's the want done. There's no, because if you stay in wanting, then you're in lack. So the asking, what do I want, is just to change your focus and attention
Mm.
and not to stay in the wanting because my goodness, it's so painful. And Bobbi Jo, I remember like thinking, how do I stop? Because I'd gone into it so much. I'd never been in this position before, wanting something so much. I'd always had what I always wanted
Yes.
because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like the unconscious competent in
Competent.
getting what I wanted. Then when I became knowledgeable, then I basically effed up. Like
Mhm.
I wanted and I was trying to apply things and it was like it was hurting. I don't know if you experienced that as well.
Yeah, but I want to say I feel like it's a level of belief in there, throwing in another new word because I did the same thing. Oh, I'm going to go to India and study yoga. Oh, I want to go work on this river. I used to be a whitewater rafting guide, those who don't know. And I remember living in California and I wanted to work on this class 5 river all the way across back east in West by God, Virginia. And I was like, I want to work for that company. And I went in and just owned it, rocked it. But it's a level of belief. It's a raft guiding. I wasn't like the CEO of, Hewlett Packard or something. So it's a level of belief that you can get with them, but it's again, it's everything's a vibration. So what do you want and what do you don't want? It's all a vibration. That's what all this huge thing, the secret we talk about in the law of attraction, but it's the law of vibration. We're vibrating at something. So me being a badass and a whitewater rafting guide, I vibrated at that. So of course it would bring it to me. So it's the levels of really belief about what you want and do you feel like you desire it? And that is so true that if you're looking at something and you're in the lack of it and you're wanting it, you're proving to the universe, oh, I need, instead of just so it's to being disciplined really with yourself and with this crazy mind of ours and sitting and owning what do I really want? Like Bob always said, that's like his first and only question he ever asks. Like what in 4.5 years later, here we are still asking ourselves that sometimes. But it's like, what is it that you really want? And sitting in that vibration and then closing your eyes and seeing it and feeling it and bringing it to you. Because the cybernetic mechanism in our brain, it's, in that subconscious mind, it wants what we want. And if we can see it in our lives and have it, and you have to play a little game. I know if you're poor and you want to buy a new car, a Lexus or Mercedes, whatever, are you seeing it outside of yourself as wanting, or are you seeing yourself driving it? And I remember hearing that in my 20s with Tony Robbins. He was a big, advocate of that. And I think, God, if only I had really listened. I heard him saying that. Smell the leather in the car, drive the car. What's the music you're playing? The sunroof open, feel it, see it, feel it, And I was like, huh, okay. But I never did do the work that way. So I think it's the belief system is really big in there. What are you feeling worthy of? Is that what you own? Is that who you are authentically? What do you have to say? Agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like the belief that I didn't have a belief in myself, but I didn't know who I was to believe in. And I mean, we can go into like I think there's a bit of a journey going, from duality to non-duality and recognizing, well, there is no Sheena to believe in. But that's a whole other story to actually to sort of understand why people are saying that, because there's an appearance here of a Sheena and a Bobbi Jo actually living their lives. And I heard Bashar saying it, and he said that, you know, there is no linear time. That is a construct that we have literally, I mean, we are so amazing how we take, like Bobbi Jo was talking about vibration, how we take the vibration and we create these stories. Like, when you just stop and really think about the magic, that's like, oh my goodness, every day, every moment is a miracle. And I loved how Bashar said it. It's just like, there's no linear time. There is just now from a different perspective. So if you don't have it now, you will not have it in the next now, because the next now is a different perspective of the now that we already are right now. And I was just like, I mulled that over. I contemplated that for quite a while. And it's just like, oh, and it's that. So the how to stop the wanting is to have it now. Just as Bobbi Jo said, you're in the car, you smell the leather, you're driving, the wind, the music, but it's not, you drop the car then and feel the feeling and in the essence of that. So again, Bashar was saying, you're following your highest joy. Well, Bob said it as well. Most of the time saying Bob said, he said, because everybody's saying the same thing, that it's the goal is just the bit, to have the feeling.
Yeah.
And so we drop the thing, because that's just the content. That's the 0.001%. You didn't want it for that. You wanted it for the feeling of it. And so that's the, you know, keep your eye on me, focus on me, which is that vibrational presence, pre-sense area that we want to be. Now, I was asking last night, Bobbi Jo asked questions before I go to sleep sometimes, and I always get my answer, and all I saw in my dreams was the word practice. No matter where I went in my dream, it was just practice, 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 practice. That's how you get there, by the practicing of the essence, by the practicing of the feeling, not the content of the car, but the feeling of the car. So it's, you're not getting away with it. You can't just like listen to us or listen to an audio and then go, oh, right, that's downloaded. No, it's not. It's moment by moment by moment by moment practice.
You know, you're funny you said practice, because yesterday I was talking to one of my clients and well, this is a good one for us to practice your praxis. Well, that one, practice your praxis. And praxis is your belief with your behavior, your actions. Do you really believe you're worthy? So whatever it is, so going back to the topic, how to get, well, I thought how she wrote me last night was how to get what you want. But what it is here in the title is how to stop wanting, right?
Yeah. How do I stop? How do I stop wanting? So it sounds like it's a paradox.
It is. How do I stop wanting? And that's just being. Like, it's just being, you know. Before, I felt like 3 years ago, I was trying to get, oh, I want to be this mindset coach. Well, I just am this coach, regardless if you have 5 clients or 5,000 clients. It's who I am, and just being the essence of who I am. And before I would have started to do this with Sheena, I would have been trying to get something. We would have been, ooh, and like we finally just come full circle. It's like, this is who we are. This is what I love to do. I love to talk to my best friend every morning for like 10 minutes about what we're going through. And we're just sharing. There's nothing to get, because it's already who I am here. I'm already being her. So does that make sense to you out there? Like, who is it that you want to be? And don't put it outside of you, because if you're putting it outside of you, say you want to be a lifeguard, I don't care, whatever, you know, Avon, I don't care. Well, you know, it's outside of you. But when you just embody that, right? That big word, embody it. Be that presence of who that person is. Because you wouldn't want it if it wasn't already yours. We've heard this over and over. And what does that really mean? Like, I don't want to be an astronaut. You know, I don't want to be a polo player, although I think it's cool. I want to learn. You know, it's so funny. I tell myself the story, Sheena. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I wonder how my arm at 54 years old, so much doing that, swinging that pallet, you know, because I work out all the time at Orange Theory and pulling up 50, 30-pound weights yesterday. Wow, you know, and I'm like, ooh, be a polo player. But anyways, so what is it that you really want? And then really think about it. And right, we always said this before, this is chaos up here. So when you take pen to paper and you're really writing down why do I want that? Well, it makes me happy. Or, oh, that's what my dad wanted for me, right? You'll start to figure it out. You'll start to have clarity, and you start to really focus what it is you want. And then you start to impress that onto the subconscious mind. Wolfgang just walk in the room. I can tell I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at the
I'm
camera.
trying. I'm trying to ignore him, but he's insisting on my attention.
We are live, Wolfgang. No, you wait your turn. It's all right. We're almost at 10 minutes here. So really just get clarity and know that you already are that person. Pretend you're that person, you know? I have friends who, you know, you go shopping with them, they don't even look at the price tag. What happens with us? We look at the price tag, whew, we shrink. Millionaires don't look at price tags. So what is it that you want? Seems like everyone wants money. Money, 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 money. Money is just an energy. It's nothing to get. Just get in the vibration of it. Let it be attracted to you. Stick to you. Boom, boom. Think, I am a magnet. Right? It's just a vibration. But because you're always trying to get it, you're never going to get it because it's outside of you instead of just being it. And it is just a vibration. Look at your money paradigm, right? Maybe you're told money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, and I have one of my good friends always says that every time I talk to her. Oh, I'm working hard for the money. Every time she says it. It's pretty funny. How's that working out for you? Because be careful. That's when you're putting yourself at dis-ease. When you're going against that, you're working hard. Is this, you know, you're not comfortable. Think about it. Live in joy, live in peace.
And that's just what you said there. It was just you answered the same question. It's like, you know, so how do I get is to be? How do I get what I want is to be it? And how do I stop wanting? Because that will stop the wanting because you're being it. There you go. And then you'll feel it. And then you won't care if it comes or not. And that's the chance it comes. You know, in the Bible, it says, I come when ye think not. There, that's it, you know. And when we're talking about being it, that's the ask, believe, receive, because you're actually asking with your vibration, not with your words. You can sit and plead and plead and plead. But if that's your vibration and lack. Prayer isn't, you know, pray ceaselessly. Prayer is gratitude all day.
Yeah. And think about that. I've always heard that worrying is praying to God about what you don't want. So think about what your prayers are, what you're asking for. You always in lack, please don't make me sick. Please don't let me get cancer. Please don't whatever. Or just be gratitude. Thank you for my health. Thank you, I have eyesight. Even if you have a bad cold, thank you that I can walk. Whatever. Be in the gratitude.
I did a post this morning. It was, I noticed that there's always something to complain about, isn't there, Sheena? That was my thought to myself. And then I thought, there's always something to love. And there's more to love than there is to complain about. When you just stop for that moment, because it could be 10 things in your day that you had to go through. One of them maybe didn't go the way you wanted. There's 9 things to pay attention to. So that's how to stop wanting. Appreciate where you are, with what you have, acceptance and allowance and appreciation. That's all from me.
That's it. Just get into that it's already who you are. Just be it. Just start using your mind and thinking that way as opposed to what you don't have, right? Look at all the good things you have. Gratitude. We talk about this a lot. Everyone have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Cheerio now.